Live, local, news. KSBY News, Daybreak at 6 a.m. starts
Government
right now.
is just one day away from default, and a credit agency is warning the U.S. rating could take a big hit, costing us all a lot more money.
And a bear is wandering the streets of San Luis Obispo this morning. Just an hour ago, it crossed the 101 freeway at the bottom of the grade.
We're going to warm up again today. We're going to cool down tomorrow. Warm up again as we head into the weekend. So lots to talk about during your weather forecast. Traffic's moving along smoothly. We'll update that as well.
Efforts to prevent the U.S. from defaulting on its bills have fallen apart in Washington, and we're now less than 24 hours from the debt deadline. Aides tell NBC News we could see a last-minute solution rushed through the Senate today. Negotiations on Capitol Hill fell apart after Tea Party conservatives insisted on provisions in a House bill to undermine health care. But at midnight tonight, the U.S. will not have enough money to pay its bills and won't be able to borrow more tomorrow. If this happens, interest rates could skyrocket on everything.
If this happens, the 2008 financial crisis will look like child's play.
It's not clear if we'll see any last-ditch efforts today.
We have some breaking news this morning. A Ponga boat has been located here again on the Central Coast. Richard has more on that from the live zone.
Yeah, so far we have very few details. These are just coming into the newsroom, but we can certainly pass on what we do know so far. This all started when officers, the San Luis Obispo Sheriff's Department deputies, spotted several vehicles traveling westbound along Highway 101 and 46 to Highway 1. And you can see there was a 30-foot motorhome along with two cargo vans and a passenger vehicle all heading toward the San Simeon area. Deputies did follow those vehicles as they were making their way toward the coast. When they were stopped, they did locate several large bales of marijuana in the vehicles, so that is most likely connected to some sort of a Ponga boat incident. That's what they're telling us. You can see all of the what appear to be drugs located inside these vehicles. Also, one of the cargo vans did go over the side of a cliff. Still not sure that all of the passengers made it out of that vehicle, but for right now, we do know that at least 15 people are in custody as a result of this, and this investigation is obviously ongoing.
And this is somewhere near San Simeon, correct?
Yeah, San Simeon. So they were taking 46 over to San Simeon. That's where the vehicles were stopped in the San Simeon area. So that's where they're looking for the Ponga boat as well.
All right, Thank you, Richard. A man accused of burning a Santa Maria hotel is expected in court today. The Santa Barbara County DA's office says Amos Lee Andrews, shown here, set fire to the Town Center Hotel on Saturday morning, and then he was arrested that night. Andrews is charged with 1 count of arson, 1 count of residential burglary, and 2 more counts of arson for setting fire into dumpsters near that hotel.
The Santa Maria City Council is allowing more discount stores in the downtown area, at least for now. Last night, the City Council needed 4 out of 5 votes to continue a temporary ban on discount stores, but the council voted 3-2. Last month, the council approved a 45-day ban on more discount stores, but that ban expires this Friday. The ban came after discount store Fallas moved into the Town Center West Shopping Center in downtown Santa Maria in September.
The downtown specific plan has been in effect for about 5 years, and we've learned during that time that there's some parts of it that need some fixing.
The council did, however, unanimously vote to give city staff time to study and work on the downtown specific plan.
Well, there has been a visitor in San Luis Obispo that Richard barely missed this morning.
Yeah, no kidding. Those jokes, you just keep on going with those jokes.
You know what? I got them. I'm here all week.
Supply.
He's had lots of coffee. I've had none.
All right, so let's bring you up to speed here, if you will. I was actually heading on my way to work, and I don't know how I did, but I missed just hitting a bear on my way in, just a couple of miles north of San Luis Obispo on Highway 101, obviously in a southbound direction. And then I got to work, and I came into the newsroom saying, oh my goodness, I almost hit a bear. And they said, well, you know, a bear was spotted last night on the Cal Poly campus. So apparently some students saw this bear that's believed to be the same bear that we had a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago now, wandering around campus. It was located near Stenner Creek. And someone saw it trying to get some garbage out of a dumpster, so they reported it to authorities. Cal Poly, in turn, notified all of the students that this bear was back again on campus to keep an eye out for it. Again, it's believed to be that same bear. Fish and Wildlife officials say it appears to be about a 3-year-old bear, about 200 pounds, brown in color, although it is a black bear. Most of them are brown. And again, I saw that same bear just north of San Luis Obispo this morning on my way to work. So authorities are asking that if you've seen the bear, to make sure that you let them know so they can kind of keep track of it and hopefully find it. Dan.
All right, thank you, Richard. An airport employee has been arrested in connection with multiple dry ice bombs at LAX. 28-year-old DeCarlo Bennett was arrested on suspicion of using destructive devices. One exploded Sunday in an employee restroom in a restricted area of the airport. On Monday night, 3 more devices were found, one near the belly of an airplane. Former mayor of San Diego, Bob Filner, is now facing multiple years in prison. Filner pleaded guilty to felony false imprisonment and 2 misdemeanor counts of battery yesterday. He resigned from office back in August after he was accused of sexually harassing at least 17 women. The 71-year-old is scheduled to be sentenced on December 9th.
Bay Area rapid transit trains are scheduled to run this morning. Late last night, federal mediators announced that a planned rail strike would once more be delayed and negotiations would continue. Mediators say there's been some progress in the intense negotiations to avoid a second strike in more than 3 months. BART is the nation's 5th largest rail system.
In news around the world this morning, the number killed in a major earthquake in the Philippines continues to grow this morning. Over 140 have died, most of them on Bohol Island, since the 7.2 quake struck yesterday. About 300 are reportedly injured. Rescuers are still digging through debris from collapsed buildings in search of more victims.
The towns that needed help have been reached, and the most heavily hit in terms of casualties was the town of Loon.
The local governor says there is little hope of finding many more survivors. 300 plus aftershocks have been reported since that quake struck.
A powerful typhoon rips through Japan, leaving at least 14 dead. Typhoon Wifa brought winds over 100 miles per hour when it made landfall. The storm caused landslides, flattening homes, and causing major transportation problems. Over 50 people are missing. More than 30 inches of rain fell during a 24-hour period. Strong winds and heavy rain are expected to continue there throughout the day.
It's time to look outside, see how that traffic is shaping up for you, and so far it's moving along pretty smoothly. This is Highway 101 as it heads through a portion of San Luis Obispo. That's near the Los Osos Valley Road interchange, and so far no major accidents or incidents to tell you about this morning. We do have a little bit of wind, and gusty winds are possible this morning, but should be dying back as we head toward later on this afternoon. We have a 6-mile-per-hour wind reported out of the airport in Santa Maria, 9 at Vandenberg, a 1-mile-per-hour wind in Gaviota, and 2 in Cambria, still in an offshore direction. That's what we're expecting to see today. That should turn around. Actually, we'll see fairly calm winds, but if we do get wind tomorrow, it should turn around and we'll see a slight onshore wind, which should cool us down a few degrees for tomorrow. Today should be your warmest day of the week, though, and you can see plenty of clear skies across the entire state. And that certainly includes the central, and south coast this morning. We do expect to see those highs climbing into the 80s, some 70s at the beaches, of course. Looking at 84 in Paso Robles, 85 in San Luis Obispo, 87 in Santa Maria, 84 for Solvang, and 84 in San Ynez, with 84 in Orchid. We do have 78 for Pismo Beach, 76 in Los Osos, and 75 degrees in San Simeon. As far as your 6-day extended forecast, we do have 70s dropping a little bit into the 60s for tomorrow, then warming back up again for Friday and Saturday before cooling down again next week.
Now 6:08 coming up next on Daybreak. More and more riders are using Amtrak this year, and we'll tell you about some new records that has set.
And holiday shopping is quickly approaching when you can expect to find the best deals for your kids.